Hello, everyone. So I'm here with Matthew. How are you, Matthew?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Right away, Rona's commenting because I'm going to show you right away before we get into any of our juicy stuff. She is a big fan of the Chicken Sisters.
I love
Yes.
it already. That's great. Oh,
she's
wow.
your yeah. She's your number one fan tonight. So I thought while we're waiting for everyone to pop in and we get started, let's do like some silly fun stuff since it's the holidays.
Okay.
And
Fun stuff.
it's funny because for us here in the States, they get mad. They say we erase Thanksgiving, but we don't. Like we start celebrating Christmas in November, and then we stop for the day of Thanksgiving, and then we go back to celebrating for Christmas because you like want it to last forever.
Yeah.
Hi,
So,
Carrie. Carrie's here.
if you're in Hallmark universe, you start in July. So
Yes, yeah. We do that too. We do that too.
yeah.
Carrie's here telling you hello. She is also a big fan of the Chicken Sisters.
Well, hello, Rona, and hello, Carrie.
I know. All right, so let's talk about Christmas. Like, what's a Christmas tradition that you and your family have?
Well, I mean, being from the UK, my main Christmas tradition is I go home for. I say home. I mean, Vancouver's my home now, but I go
Right.
back to the UK for Christmas. So I usually go back for a couple of weeks, and it's a bunch of friends that I go back to, hang out with, and I go to their house. It's kind of nice because I don't have to do any.
Hosting.
Yeah, all the decorations and Christmas tree. I just go visit various different people's houses and come home. So, and because I haven't seen everybody for a year, it's always nice. So,
Oh, okay. Um, I like that idea, but I also like it when it's nighttime and all the lights are off, but the Christmas lights are on. So I have to have that. I have to
uh,
have that in my house.
actually, a Christmas memory. When I was very young, I went to Durham Cathedral. I was a choir boy at Durham Cathedral, where they
I
filmed.
think you told me that. Yeah.
Yeah, and at Christmas, the Christmas services, this massive cathedral. Anyone who's been to Durham Cathedral knows this. That it's an incredible building. I mean, it's 1,000 years old, and it would just be lit by candlelight. And as choristers, and that was magical. Christmas music and a
Yeah.
huge cathedral, just dark except for the candles.
Right.
But we would have our music on our sheets, like the sheet music on our boards, and we'd have candles on the edge. And we were told by the choir master, now be careful because your robes are quite flammable.
Yes.
So if you wanted to wind up the person in front of you, what you do as you're walking along, and then you would just touch them on the back, and they'd be trying to be worried you were touching them with the candle. So that's the whole.
Oh my God, you were bad.
Yeah, but Christmas in the cathedral, that was always very nice.
I had the opportunity, that reminds me of something. I had an opportunity locally here. We went to a service that was all candlelight, and they did it for Halloween, and it was instrumental, like an orchestra playing all these great Halloween songs. They do it for Christmas too.
Right.
It was so cool. And what was really cool is the venue was a former Catholic church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they turned it into this venue for all kinds of things, and they happened to be there. It was everything I wanted it to be. Now I can't go for Christmas because my schedule's too busy, but it's probably absolutely beautiful, like all the candles.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, what about you have a favorite Christmas song?
I would say probably. I mean, Nat King Cole, the Christmas song. There's nothing quite like the Chestnut Crossing on an open mind. And have you seen
Amazing.
Very Little Christmas, maybe as well, Frank Sinatra, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Some of the
Yeah.
classics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Bublé did them really well as well.
Oh,
I think his versions of them are pretty spectacular.
he's the master.
How about you? What's your?
Me?
Yeah.
It's Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song. I love it.
Oh,
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, all year long, I actually had it on earlier today. I'll ask, if I say the name, it'll turn on, but I ask Alexa. And they play for me just Nat King Cole Christmas music, I'll say. And it plays, it's just, I don't know, I think it's dreamy and beautiful.
big fan. I used to do a Nat King Cole impression, like impersonation in various shows I used to do. But the do you know what's funny about that? By the way, I heard somebody say recently that somebody was having an argument. He said with my partner, and said that that the computer's always listening to everything you say. And I said, don't be silly. And we laughed. And then Siri laughed. And
Yes, yes, yes. No, no, I love that. And what about a would you rather? So would you rather have cocoa or eggnog or neither?
I can't remember the last time I had. I'll go cocoa.
Cocoa. Yeah. I do the would you rathers every day with my students, but they're silly, ridiculous things like would you rather have banana legs or spaghetti arms? And they really stop and think about it. And then they tell you.
I'm, I'm going to go with banana legs because there was a cartoon in the UK called Banana Man when I was growing up, and it was one of my
Mhm.
favorites. And it was a kid who, when Eric eats a banana, amazing transfer, and he eats a banana and he becomes Banana Man, and he used to fly, like his flying method was he would swim. If you Google it, Banana Man, it's quite funny.
Oh, that's cute. I wonder if it was the GIF. I use GIFs when I do it. I wonder if that's what it was because it kind of sounds like the one I found. Anyway, I'll tell the kiddos because they'll love that. That like they love things like that. All right, so we're gonna dive into the chicken sisters. I would when I would post stuff, I'd put the song It's Delicious up because it was just delicious. But I think the friends that are here, some of them wanted to ask you a couple questions that
Okay.
were Christmas related. Jan said, do you put decorations up in your house since you're overseas during the holidays?
No, no, I don't. Generally, I know it sounds a bit grinchy, but
No.
the time I leave, I know that I come back and it's like the new year, and it's yeah. So
Yeah. What is the weather like now? It does it get cold?
in Vancouver or the
Yeah.
UK?
No, Vancouver.
Vancouver, it's been raining a lot.
Yes.
It's been raining a lot, so it's a little bit grey and dark by 5 o'clock, which is
Yeah. Now,
not
we have
great.
a friend who wants to see you all the way over in Australia. She's here.
Oh,
She's talking about the heat is coming on for her because
well,
she's in Australia.
well, quit showing off.
Isn't
Okay,
that cool? All the way from Australia to say
that's,
hi.
I know, but the fact that I think we're all jealous of the heat, so bring on the heat.
Yes.
Oh, okay, waiting impatiently for this. Yeah,
Yes. All
fantastic.
right. So let's get into the chicken sisters. Let me just show you because it's the teacher in me.
Mhm.
These silly little photos that I was able to take. So
Okay.
when we get introduced, we're introduced to you right away in that
Yes.
first episode. And I love how the narrator and peeps that are here, chime in. Yes, Avis is like, love you in Chicken Sisters. Right
Oh,
away, I could tell this was going to be a little spicier than traditional Hallmark because she was, as she said, she was bouncing and flouncing around. Remember, she lost her hat and she was jumping all around, and you were very nice, kindly helping. And yeah, all the ladies are looking and you look over and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good."
yeah, well, because that's Brie as well. She's fantastic. She's lovely, and the way she plays it is so. She plays a character so well. So
She
that's
does. She
yeah,
does.
and that
And
was
then
in the
w
film as well because it was it. The funny thing is, it doesn't happen the way you because obviously the way they did. I won't reveal behind the scene, but the way they have the hat blow off and then the angles with which she's bouncing and kind of going for it. It was an interesting scene to film, but very funny. And the two ladies sitting in they're just hilarious. They would now and then they would start improvising with, but I just love that. I've seen more dressing on a chicken salad or
I know, I know, I know. And you had to do I love it because you had to do a Southern accent.
yes, yes, I did. So I've always loved doing accents.
Mhm.
And actually, as an actor, I don't know how other actors feel about this, but almost like a piece of clothing that you might put on to kind of help you get into it. I find if you're doing an accent, it really helps to inform other choices. Like I would find that he would slow down. It would force me to slow down a little bit because I always felt that it's a bit of a cool pastor. Like he's
He
more of
was, he
a
is.
than a pastor. So when you find the accent, it starts to inform your choices, which is always fun. And yeah, I don't know. I did the accent, and I didn't really do any. I didn't do sort of research for the accent, but just nobody kind of corrected me, so I assumed that it
It was
was
a go.
okay. And I stayed in the accent on set. I'm not in character, but I stayed in the accent because I find that easier to do. But having said that, there was when I was younger, I used to do a character in a show Um, that my dad's a big fan of the westerns, and there was always the character in these movies that he loved called like the prospector,
Mhm.
and he always found that hilarious. So I would tell stories, and it was a character called Texas Pete.
Yes.
Well, now Texas Pete, and he would
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, the saloon is saying tell stories, people like that. And I think having done that, I kind of drew from that and just pulled it back and made it more me. And I hope it worked. I hope people.
When I think of that voice, I think of that little man and he's walking like this, but your voice was not like that.
No, it's pulling back. It's a little bit like I've almost played JFK twice,
Oh,
and
geez.
sort of shortlisted to play JFK. What I found is that you kind of go for Mayor Quimby in The Simpsons. I would like to, you know,
Yeah.
pull it back, and then you find a. So that's I guess kind of what I did with it. So I hope it was legit enough.
And all Southern accents are not the same either. You could
No,
go to Texas and have a different accent, and then you go like I live in New Jersey and North Jersey, Central Jersey, and Southern Jersey. We all have a different accent. I don't think I have one, but I know I do. So
nobody ever does. Nobody ever. The funny thing is, that it's the same in the UK. The amount of accents, just in a very short, you can go 2 miles and you get a completely different accent. And the Southern accent, when I was, I looked into it in this way,
Mhm.
actually was, um, I think it was originally stemmed from a British accent from various different people. So maybe that's why I'm quite comfortable with it. I don't know.
Yes, and then you get to the part where you're in, like, Louisiana and that area, and it has, like, a bit of a French and,
Yes.
yeah, so, yes, very much influenced from Europe. Let's see, this is another thing. So, the reason why I chose this one to show you is because this is you, your character. Pastor McGregor, what is his first name?
We don't actually have a. I
I
mean,
knew
I
this.
have an idea in my head of what it is, but I haven't been informed
Okay.
specifically.
All right. So I was thinking, did I miss it? And I've been trying to keep track of it. So, okay. So we haven't ever. All right. That makes sense then.
It hasn't been established yet, so I wouldn't have to
Mystery.
say.
It's a
Yeah,
little mystery.
yeah.
Look at your rumpled clothing. I mean, what they didn't really go all out with your costumes, did they?
I love it. I have to say, I love the clothing that they chose for the like the because obviously in this is the thing. I mean, talking about the Hallmark kind of about Hallmark sort of pushing the boat a little bit,
Yes.
and as you said from the very first episode, as soon as I read
Yep.
somebody's teeth flying when they punch somebody having a fight, I was like, wow,
Yep.
this is this is not your usual Hallmark kind of thing. So I
Mm-mm.
think that's what I liked as well. That the fit of things was different to what it usually be, and it was a very casual pair of jeans and a shirt, and it was just totally different. So I think it's just kind of his casual nature. He doesn't maybe take as much put as much thought, but it also perhaps because he's single that he's not good at pressing his clothes. I don't know.
No, I think that it was more or less that's just who he is. Like he's laid back and relaxed, and you're often doing like all kinds of things, not just, buttoned up to your neck. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Proper
yeah,
standing at the but more like a people person. Like,
yeah.
so this is like I was telling you earlier, and the girls know whenever it was time for Nancy, she'd be looking for you, and I'd be like, oh, Nancy's going to church. And I'm like, do you see like there's something going on with them? And I want to send this one. Now, this is towards the end, but
Mhm.
you always are looking at her. Now, it looks like you're making a mean face, and but what happened here was this is the end where they're going to go to bingo, and
Mhm.
she's like, it's just bingo because she's so proper. But in the other scenes, your faces would be really close together, and you have like this smirk on your face. And you had pointed out that I said that you delighted in her, and it's the truth. It was like it was like she was a joy to talk to, and you enjoyed spending time with her, and the little look that you had on your face, I didn't know if that was scripted or it just came about naturally because you two had great chemistry.
I mean, it's very. You love to think that you have chemistry. I mean, it's Leah
You
Thompson.
did.
She's fantastic. So
Yeah.
I think she could, have chemistry with anybody, but we got along really well. She's also a musician. She's a fantastic singer as well.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She's done musical theater and other things like that. So, and her daughter is on a Broadway play, Our Town musical. So
Oh, that's my number one play.
there you
I
go.
love it. Mhm.
She's, but we got along really well. But that was always how I read their relationship. I don't mean relationship. I mean as in how they
Yeah.
interacted. He sees such good in her that there's an innocence that comes across with her,
Yes.
and it was definitely the way when I first read the script, how I interpreted how he saw her, and there was like this, as you said, he kind of delights in her innocence and her
Yep.
goodness, and when he speaks to her, the fact that she gets a bit frazzled, actually, as she finished, feels my arm and
I
walks.
know. My God, that was a great line when she.
The way she walked off as well was so great. The only thing that I mean, I've got to give full credit to the writers, and
Yes.
so
Yes.
great. The only thing I added in that I asked if it was okay to do, I said at the end, after I think about it, would it be funny if I go,
Yeah, and you did.
I've been working out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
And I was so happy when I saw that they kept
That's
that
what
in because
it
I
is.
just thought it was funny. But yeah, it's all the writers, that's it's all the writing and like I say, Lee is so great to work with. She makes that easy and
So that she was who you really was your big scene partner was usually the 2 of you
yeah,
together. And
yeah,
it was like her conscience, like when your conversations were about her conscience, and then also her delighting in, I don't have a husband. I could live a life, like that was cute. I liked it a lot. She
yeah.
was just she played her part so well. I love it.
So
I
good.
love it.
So good. But the fact that she's this, like I said, the innocence of the fact that even when, she pours me some tea, some, uh, and she's told that I was flirting with her, and she says, he's a man of God. It's like, well, he's still a man. And
Yeah.
the fact that I've, there's a little bit of spark between us and a little sort of flirtation, maybe. The fact that she's still denying it as if, don't
Yeah.
worry, he's a man of God. But for me, I think it was episode 7 when she asks if she's a good person, and I
Mhm.
for me, I think it's almost a revelation for the pastor that he's starting to list these nice things about her that he's almost
Mhm.
thinking to himself, she's one of the most wonderful people I
Yeah, that's
know.
true. We
Mhm.
loved it. Now, can you see the questions? Or first of all, Rona's saying, "Hottest pastor ever."
I mean, very kind. I'll take it. I'll take
Right? If you could pick a first name for him, what would it be?
it. Oh, see, I don't want to commit myself
Don't
because
don't then.
although wouldn't it be fun if it was something with almost Scottish roots because it's McGregor.
Yes.
Maybe maybe he's got a past on him for Scottish.
Ooh.
Um, Casual fit closer to real life. I can see that. Yeah, I think you've nailed it. That's what I liked about it. It was, because often in Hallmark movies there's a definite look and a thing. This was different.
Now, Avis cracks me up. Avis has like a Southern background, and she would tell us some silly things. Like we loved all of the crazy one lines that they had. You said you watched the reviews, there was nothing negative ever. There was nothing negative that any of us could possibly find. We loved every minute of it. So good. I'm glad you watched them. Avis says most pastors where I live wear ties and suits if it's a funeral happening, casual dress on Sunday mornings. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess it's a weather thing as well. So
Yeah.
um, for me, so yeah, I enjoyed it not being Manfred.
That's what Jan wants to name you.
I could suggest it, but
When something like that happens, I often, just because I like to look for Easter eggs and clues and things, I'm like, we don't know his first name. Is that on purpose? Because maybe if we get into a season 2, there's some mystery behind there that can evolve. And I also love when they don't tell you everything about a character because it makes room for
Yeah.
for more of a storyline. Where would you like your storyline to go? Just a little bit, just a little something.
I mean, it would be nice to sort of, I don't know. You see, I'm always very nervous about.
All right, then don't. You
No, no,
don't.
no, but I think that, I mean, it would be nice to see him even more involved with the community and doing
Yeah,
certain things. It would be nice to see him face some of his own conflicts, perhaps. And as you said, if the story progressed, that there's some stuff, maybe even from his past, that kind of.
yeah. Somehow.
But love to sing. That would be nice.
Yes.
That would be good.
You could
Especially,
have a little church choir going on.
yeah, something like that. That would be nice. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
it would just. It's. I love the character, so anything. I'm excited to see if we get a second season. If that does happen, then I'm excited to see what the writers and producers do.
Mm. Okay. Now, as we're talking about some serious stuff here, they're all sharing crazy names that they want you to have. I'm rooting for Seamus as a first name. Could it be plainer like Ronald or Roman? I'm like,
That's I don't know.
Whatever. We're gonna leave that up to them, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Now, what about a challenge? Were there any big challenges, or was it just like a role that you embraced and it was not that a challenge is negative, like I always say, a positive challenge,
right,
something that that makes you grow. Like as a teacher, I love when there's a new curriculum out and it's a
right.
challenge for me, but it's also a chance for me to grow. It's not something that I upset about. I like it.
Yeah.
Anything?
I mean, it was nice to. I mean, I mentioned the accent.
Yes.
Or being able to. I mean,
Right.
obviously, I have to do an American accent for the most part in a lot of movies, but to do something specific, there was
Hmm.
an element of there was a part of me that was approaching it, thinking, how is this going to be received? Are people going to say, "What the heck is that thing you're doing?" On set, and then suddenly, s- uh, and because it was something different to what I'd done before, I think that was nice. I enjoyed doing a little, like for example, doing a sermon, and even a little bit doing it in front of people. It was almost like a return to my comfort zone because I used to perform on stage. So it's more
Yes.
like doing a performance is a kind of thing. But I guess, uh, yeah, challenge-wise, it was just nice to do something different for Hallmark. That was
That's
like
true. It was
maybe,
the
but
character is totally different. You've never played a religious or a pastor or anything.
yeah,
Um, and when you say perform, the last time I think we chatted, we taught you you were in the oh, why did it fly right out of my head? Remind me. The what
movie
is it?
Dream Moms, a movie
No,
or
no, no, it wasn't a movie. You sang and you danced. I think it was like episode 3. Why
oh,
did it leave
yeah,
my head?
um, uh, Pink Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies.
Yes, I was thinking Pink Barbie. It was Rise of the of the Pink Ladies. I loved it. Yeah, they're reminding me. My brain anymore at nighttime. I'm like, I have to get the doctor, make sure it's
I
okay.
Hey, look, I almost forgot. So you're good. Actually, if you Google "In the Club," "Rise of the Pink Ladies" in Google, I think all the music videos are on there. So if anybody wanted to see that, they can
Oh
see.
my gosh, it
Yeah,
was great. It was so great. And I remember you came on, you talked and how you did the whole hands and things. But what I thought was so funny was I knew that you were going to be in that episode, and it took me a second to say, "Where is he?"
right.
Because you came out of the painting as
Yeah,
an old, decrepit,
yeah.
man. It was
Three
great.
hours, 3 hours of makeup, hair and makeup. It was that was real. That was really fun. And did I tell you at the time one of the dancers, Jim? I think it's Jim. He danced with Gene Kelly. He'd been, the one of the older guys.
Yeah,
But I remember the first day I walked on set with that makeup, and people were people were coming from other rooms to come and see, and that was fun knowing that your makeup's so different.
great.
People are coming to look. It just
Yeah.
again it puts you in character. It makes you want to play.
The
Which
more
is
I
really,
love it. I love it. So, you're in a Christmas movie again. How many Christmas movies have you done for Hallmark? I mean, you lost count. I feel like every year you have something. Um,
Well, I'm
Like,
very lucky in that regard that I've, I enjoy working with Hallmark, and I think I don't know how many Christmas. I know that I think I've maybe done 19 Hallmark
yes,
movies in total.
you've done a lot, a
Yeah,
lot, a lot, a
for
lot.
Hallmark, and then 2 episodes of When Calls the Heart.
Yes.
I have a little Easter egg about When Calls the Heart, which one day I might tell you. I haven't decided if I'm gonna, but there's a little Easter egg. You'll have to remind me one day that I've
Oh,
that When Calls the Heart.
okay. All right.
But yeah, this is Joyful Mrs. Miracle, and
And
it's
it
Rachel
com for
there.
us, it comes out on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's Thursday, which
Mhm,
is they're usually premiering on Friday, but they're doing a double on Friday,
mhm.
and yours is on Thursday, which is nice because we'll be finished dinner and we're going to wanna kick off the season,
Yeah,
and I love this series. Usually, though, this series is on the Hallmark, Mystery and Movie channel, and
right.
this time it's on this one, and Rachel is Mrs. Miracle, which I
Mhm.
I love.
Yeah,
And there's Max. So we
yeah,
got 2 One Goes the Heart peeps.
yeah.
Now, it hasn't premiered, so I know we're limited, but give us like a general synopsis of what the movie's about.
Well, first of all, I mean, look at Rachel there. Isn't
She's
that just
beautiful. Look at her.
Miracle there? So good. And she just embodied that role. I think everybody's gonna love what she's done with that. And yeah, what's funny actually is if you look at us 3 siblings, all 3 actors have 3 names. There's Max Lloyd Jones, Pascal Lamoth Kipnis, and Matthew James Owen. We've all got these 3 names, which I'm sure annoys the heck out of producers and people trying to fit your name onto posters and things. But yeah, so I mean, it's basically there's 3 siblings who have to come home because their grandmother dies, and there
Oh,
is a so we're coming home because the family matriarch has died, and there's a seat on the board of the family company that is available and has to be filled, and we have to decide who's going to take it.
oh,
We all have our own issues and things, and maybe there's been some family squabbles or things that need to be overcome when we have to come back together. And there is a central love story as well in there with Pascal
okay.
and Tanner as well, who
I know
plays.
I think we have like a group shot of everyone I took. They
Yeah,
gave
yeah,
Hallmark's publicist shared with us. Um, I was thinking that, your name is Benedict in this,
yeah,
right? Are
yeah.
you where are you in the lineup?
Where am I in lineup as in
Siblings.
siblings? So I am the older brother. I
Okay,
think originally, yeah, I am the older brother, and so maybe the slightly more responsible one.
okay. So
Um,
does is this a wealthy family? Because they have some kind of a business, or is it just your average?
they do have money, but I think a lot of it is tied up in various things. But my character actually starts off. I'm in work in finance in London. But you know, the funny thing about this is that this is the 3rd time I've been directed by the fantastic Peter Benson. Uh, and it's the 4th time I've worked with him because I acted with him on Aurora Tea Garden Mysteries. He was
Yes.
actually acting in that. And then he directed me in Crossword Mysteries and another movie that we shot in Victoria called Rise and Shine Benedict Stone. So my character's called Benedict, and then it was all thing. So yeah, so character's called Benedict, and we shot that in Victoria as well. So
That's actually, I love him, and you know what I love? When he takes a small role in whatever he is directing, he always gives himself the role of the, the real not so nice guy. Like,
yeah, yeah.
not that he's evil, but he's like
No,
real either narcissist or self-centered, or he's just a fantastic actor.
he's great, and
Yes.
he's a great director as well. He knows how to because he's an actor as well. He knows how to um, work with actors, which is always a huge plus. And also John Cassini's in the movie as well.
Oh, I
Who,
love him.
yeah, he's fantastic, and he just won
Won an award.
an award, which is very well deserved.
So,
So yeah, so he's in it as well. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah,
we're
because I
going to have to
actually John Cassini's wife, partner Jen,
Jen, I know who she is.
on When Calls the Heart, and also Raise a Glass of Love, I think it was, and a few other things. So yeah, it's a very small community. It's that's what's nice about working with Hallmark. You run into a lot of the same people.
She was directing again this season, more so than before. And John and Jen, they have, well, you know this, their actor studio.
Yeah.
And for Chris McNally's birthday last year and this year, their fan group always raises like money for something in his honor. So
Mhm.
they chose that. We did a scholarship, and so they raised $6,000. Well, it's 6,000 in, because there's the exchange between Canada and the US is crazy, but it's literally this. They received 6,000, and again, we did the same thing this year, which is nice. $12,000 in it, like a year. Isn't that good?
Fantastic.
I know, and then and someone, can be for an actor who, like a scholarship for them and whatever else they needed, because it was terrible with COVID and whatnot. So, I love them. They're nice people.
They really are.
They're, like, friendly, like, they'll call you on the telephone and talk to you like they're your neighbor, and I'm like, "Oh, that's so nice." Like, it's so nice to deal with people like that that don't make you feel like you're gum on their shoe.
How could anyone think of you as going to
No, I'm just saying in general, I'm laughing at that. Now I have one more, and then we have some questions over here from our friends, and then a couple things I wanted to ask you. I couldn't help. I love this one. This one was so clear and beautifully done. Whoever the photog well, they did name the photographer, but
Alistair, yeah, Alistair, Foster.
yes,
Yeah.
really nice. It wasn't pixely or anything, and you had everybody in there. She's in the center. So it looks like the cast, I love when the cast isn't giant. It looks like you've got like a small core cast, which
Mhm.
makes it for the viewer. Is that true? Is it a small core cast, or this is
I mean,
just
there's a couple of other sort of, yeah, I would say, but that is the core, cast for sure, yeah.
okay? And the young man, is it a young man on the end?
Mhm.
Is
Um,
Are you allowed to like reveal who he is in the
yeah, he's Pascal, he plays Charlotte's son. That's
Oh, okay,
Yep,
okay.
yes.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
So, because we don't know too much. So, what could you tell us about your character? What's he like?
yeah. Suddenly, like, my brain's starting to go, "Okay, don't reveal anything."
That's
But
okay. Don't just
no, so my character, like I say, he works in finance in London, and then this happens, so he has to travel back. But he seems to have some of his own issues.
baggage like
I did-
everybody does.
yeah, he has a girlfriend in London who he leaves to go back home. Not leaves, but leaves to go back
Yeah.
home. Maybe there's some stuff there,
Mm,
issues. Who knows? And I think that, that's the thing. It's not. I don't think it's your traditional rom com, because it's more of a story about family and families getting over the coming together and with a common goal and finding unity, maybe. So
so it's more serious, the tone, and then yeah.
there was, I mean, when I first read the script, there was a little bit like with Chicken Sisters. There was some elements in it where I was like, wow, that's because it's written by Nina. Nina Weinman, and
Mhm.
she's done a couple of movies that I've done, and she's a fantastic writer and has done a lot of work with Hallmark. So that was, yeah, there were definitely some things in the script that I was like, oh wow, they're really
Oh, all right.
funny.
That's
Yeah,
good. I think that's why they would put them on the, other channel. When things were a little more serious and
right.
not as lighthearted, they would use the other channel, but they've changed things a little bit this year, and I'm not hating it. I'm enjoying it a lot. So, I like the changes. I'm looking forward to this one because I like the series, the
Yeah,
books. I like when I find that when there's a book out there, sometimes, that's never the movie's never as good as the book. However, Hallmark does a really good job of adapting the stories.
yeah.
I really I'm like, "Yeah, okay, if I'm gonna watch a movie that comes from a book, I like when Hallmark does it because they don't go crazy
Yeah.
with their artistic flares and they can look what happened to the story? It's not
Yeah.
even the same story anymore, you know?" Yeah.
And I imagine it's for something like Chicken Sisters, for example, to adapt a book into a series. I mean, that's a challenge to
Mhm.
all of your to keep the core story, but to
Yep.
develop it enough that it can be a TV series.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
so I mean, hats off to the writers and the producers.
Yeah. they're doing a good job. Okay, let's see. Rona says, I've seen all the Miss Miracle movies and Mr. Miracle, and I like them, but I'm really looking forward to this one. Yeah.
I think they're gonna love it. I think you're gonna love, like, say, what Rachel's done with the character as well. So,
Yeah, well, she's one of my favorites. I love
mhm,
her. I love I think I've seen everything that she's been in. I
mhm.
haven't missed anything.
Yeah. I mean, the whole cast was. I mean, Pascal, she's wonderful. She's done quite a few Hallmark movies recently, and she's a great actress, and we got along really well. And Max Lloyd Jones, of course, he's doing some great things at the moment. And there's one particular scene we have in the movie, which I think is was my favorite scene to film, but I won't say what it is. But it's definitely the brothers coming together, that kind of like the brothers sorting things out. So yeah, he was great. Everybody was great to work with. So
We'll be on the lookout. Do we get like the Christmas feels? I always call that like there's either a snowball fight or baking of cookies or decorating of the tree or wrapping up the presents, or do we have any of that? Because this is so, oh,
no,
okay.
no, no. I actually don't think. Um, no, I mean, there's as from the picture, you can see the sort of decorating of
Yes.
the tree.
Snow.
But there's a lot of little because you've got mini stories happening within.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Like other things that come to, oh, I love that.
yeah. Well, because you've got my character's kind of arc,
Mhm.
and you've got Max's arc, and Pascal's arc, etc. And then you've also got Mrs. Miracle.
Miracle.
So yeah.
Nice. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. So what do you got it planned for 2025? Anything?
Loads of things, Roxanne. Loads of things. So many.
None that you can share though, because it's all a secret.
Yeah. Well, no, nothing that I could share. I'm doing a lot of writing at the moment, like writing screenplays. So
You are.
yeah, yeah. So, but that's all. Screenwriting it's always one of those things where it's always a battle to try and get things moving along. So who knows? Maybe something like that.
How about when they say yes and it's 5 years later? Like you're like, what? You know, like, oh my gosh. And then you have to go back and tweak a few things because technology is,
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the amount of stories you hear that something gets made, and then you find out that this was either greenlit or told it was going to be made 10 years ago, and then this happened, and that happened,
Yes.
this happened. So yeah,
Yes.
and then somebody says, "Why did they change this?" It's just you never know because we had to do that to get it made, or So
Yeah. Mm. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. So it is, and by the way, we can still watch Chicken Sisters because it's still on it's on Hallmark Plus.
mhm,
And then also if you have like a smart TV and you talk into your TV, they do share a couple episodes, I guess, as teasers,
right.
like on like the regular Hallmark, I guess through whatever streaming system you're using, it allows it to come on. Like I have cable TV, so I can see like one episode, but I have the Hallmark Plus, I can see everything.
That's
And
the
then
only thing. In Canada, we don't have Hallmark Plus yet. We can't get it. So
no, isn't that when people are so mad? Like they are always asking me 42 different questions. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not in charge of that. I'm just sharing. Then they get mad and they want to know why it costs what it I'm like, oh, for goodness sakes. First of all, Hallmark is a business, not a charity, right?
it's true. That is true. Um, yes. I think yeah, that's because people have asked me a couple of times. I was like, don't know what to tell you.
Right. I just make movies. I don't know. I don't run the corporation.
Yeah,
And then your movie is, I was going to say January. I can't believe I was going to say that. February. No. It's November 28th, which is Thanksgiving for us.
yes, yes, it is. Yeah,
8 p.m.
yes.
Eastern. Now, what about in Canada? Where are they going to be able to see it?
Um, I don't know. I should really know this.
Well,
I'm
most of the time actors don't know. They
yeah,
don't. Yeah.
it's yeah. I mean, I think I'll definitely be posting something on my Instagram. So,
Oh, cool.
but yeah, but Thanksgiving for sure. So whether it then shows in Canada afterwards, I hope so. But
Yeah.
yeah,
The W, is that what it is? Often it
yeah,
comes up that way.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will be nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's been fun chatting with you.
I'm chatting with you too, and thank you for all the recaps and everything and your insights. So I'm always intrigued by the insight. And what's nice is when, as an actor, if there's something that you were trying to achieve and somebody picks up on it, it's like, yeah, it's kind of
Mhm. Mhm. So I would feel like they would be the people would I'd be by myself and they're all wanting to share their stuff. Sometimes I felt like I was like, I wanted to get my thoughts and I couldn't because I was like all over the place, but it was okay because that was the fun of it because we were like so excited by it. We couldn't wait for the next episode. But you know what? Here's my wish for the Sisters. Of course, season 2.
Mhm.
But I feel like they should have at least 10 episodes, not 8.
Right.
Right? We need 10, 2 more.
I'd be behind that. Yeah.
Yes, of course, we have to say it. Someone's gonna hear it. I know they
Yeah.
are.
And then a spin-off with Pastor McGregor. That whole
Yes. Oh, please don't get them started. They'll be all for that. That would be great. No, Pastor McGregor, and no first name, the mystery behind that. Mm.
yeah. It's like the thing with, Homer Simpson. It was always Homer J. Simpson, and then it turned out his middle name was Jay. So everybody would call it, what's the mystery behind his middle name? And it turns out it was Jay. It just,
Just Jay.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. My sister's name is Jamie, and we call her Jay, but it really literally was just the J. We
Oh,
didn't
right.
say Jai or JAM. Yeah, we did that. All right, friends, we're going to sign off, and we'll be tuning in on November 28th at 8. And we'll probably share on social media, and you'll see all the lovely comments, I'm sure.
Well, thank you for interviewing me again. It was a
Yes.
pleasure. And thank you and to everybody
Yeah.
for tuning in.
We'll
Yeah. Happy
we'll
holidays.
tell you happy holidays. Rona saying, "Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. Happy holidays," Cindy said. So it's like they have a little time delay after we say something. It takes them like a minute, but all right, we can wave. Bye.
Bye.
And I'll end the stream.